98.5 The Beat, blazing hip-hop and R&B. 9:12, Danny B on this somber day. And such tragedy happened in New York City with the World Trade Centers being attacked by airplanes now. One was a 747. Is it?
That's correct. One is a 747 jet. Flight number 11 from American Airlines. They hijacked this plane. It was going from Boston to Las Vegas.
Man.
And they hijacked the plane and crashed it into the World Trade Center.
All I think about when I hear that is the humanity, Abby.
Yeah.
Boston going to Las Vegas.
And that particular tower of the World Trade Center has collapsed, apparently, from the damage to the particular structure.
One of the two towers has
collapsed. You know, if you're wondering here in San Antonio how this impacts you and how this affects you, well, believe it or not, all the airports, all international airports have been shut down. If you're heading on your way to San Antonio International Airport, you can change your mind about that because all planes all across the country have been grounded. All planes, there are no flights going anywhere right now. All planes have been grounded, so you might call your airline and find out what the status is, because I'm telling you, from New York to Washington to California, even Houston International Airport,
right.
The Bush International Airport in Houston has been shut down. All planes are grounded until further notice.
All right. And they were evacuation was in progress at one of the World Trade Centers.
When it collapsed,
When it collapsed. And there was smoke and debris for about a mile.
And not only was the World Trade Center hit by two planes, there was also a plane crashed close to the Pentagon, right on the southwest side of the White House in the Pentagon area. Another plane crashed there as well. It's my understanding that this is supposed to be a restricted airspace, a no-fly zone around the White House, and now a plane crashed there as well. They've evacuated all of the buildings in that area, the White House, the Pentagon, several of the other buildings and facilities.
Government buildings, right?
Government buildings in that area have all been evacuated as well. The president did address the nation shortly after this happened. I would say about 20, 30 minutes after the World Trade Center crash. He said that this is a difficult moment for America. Today, it's a national tragedy. It's an apparent terrorist attack on our country, and terrorism will not be standed for, and they're going to hunt down and find the people who committed this terrible act. So he's on his way back to Washington, D.C. as we speak. He was in Florida this morning when all this happened.
All right. One of the towers of the World Trade Center has collapsed. We don't know how many floors were hit by that or had collapsed, but we'll give you the details as it develops. Once again, World Trade Center hit by a couple of planes.
And you know who's really on top of the story is our sister station, Mike Pacina,
right,
for KXTN. I would suggest, if you want more details, to tune into Mike as well.
All right, 9:15, Lou Cantrell, 98.5 The Beat.
You don't want to bang with me?
Yeah. 98.5 The Beat, blazing hip-hop and R&B. 9:23, Danny B in the morning. World Trade Center attacked this morning by jet airliners, one of them being a 747 from Boston to Las Vegas. All airports are closed, and we've got more details coming for you. We got phone calls ringing off the wall from people just venting their frustrations and anger. Hello, what do you think about it?
Well, I put it like this. It was a timing thing, you know what I'm saying? They wanted to really hit the Pentagon, so they just did that just to kick it off. But like I say, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, because the worst thing you can do to a man is mess with his money. You can mess with his wife, and man's a thin line messing with his car. But you don't mess with a man's money. And bombing the World Trade Center, just mess with a man's money. All these places we out here, Lackley, Kelly, Randolph, Brooke, Camp Bullis, Fort Sam. Say, we're in a bad predicament, man.
Thanks for the call.
All right, man. Y'all take care, man.
All right, 470-5985. Man's got a point. Don't mess with the man's money. World Trade Center, big hub for trading. And we'll have more of the story as it develops here on 98.5 The Beat. 98.5 The Beat, blazing hip-hop and R&B. Danny B in the morning, 9:32. In case you just tuned in, the World Trade Centers in New York City attacked by jet airliners this morning. One of them being a 747 from Boston to Las Vegas. The other, we don't know what it is, a smaller plane, still a jet airliner. One of them was containing a passenger list of 123 people or more. we believe all perished in one of the World Trade Centers. Now, I just saw live on one of our TV sets in the green room, one was still up, and in front of my eyes, in about 5 seconds, it just collapsed, all of it. So we don't know how many stories are left. We think there's just rubble there at the bottom. But both World Trade Centers, and by the way, these are very tall buildings, 110 stories tall, both demolished. So once again, the World Trade Center in attack, or was in attack. We had a plane also that hit the south side of the Pentagon, and the Pentagon was evacuated, and so was the White House. So lots of stories developing as we speak. Once again, I just saw it with my own eyes on the TV, and just tragedy. One of the World Trade Centers, 110 stories, demolished, came tumbling down. We'll have more stories as they develop. By the way, the airports all across this country are closed down. So if you had any flights out of San Antonio or anybody coming in from outside of San Antonio, they will be delayed. I don't know how long. We'll find out. We'll keep you posted on that as well. But again, all airports closed down.
98.5 The Beat is the